In this tutorial, we'll demonstrate how your customers can activate their license using QLM's basic authentication. This means that instead of using a license key to activate a license, a customer can simply enter a user and password combination to activate your product. To allow customers to activate using basic authentication, you must first create a user account for the customer. There are several ways you can create user accounts for a customer. The first way is through the user accounts option here, where you can simply manually create a user account for a specific customer by simply clicking on the Add button and creating the user account. For each user account that you create here, you have to make sure you set the user type to customer. If you already have existing users in the system, you can also quickly create user accounts for existing customers simply by editing a customer and clicking next to the login name here, clicking the plus button to create a user account. You can also configure QLM to automatically create user accounts anytime a customer is created in the system, and this is done through a server property that you can enable. The second step in enabling basic authentication is to enable this functionality in the QLM License Wizard. Now, whatever we're doing in the License Wizard now can also be done through our API. To enable basic authentication in the wizard, you go to the Protect Application tab and you head to the Behavior Properties section. And there's a property here called QLM Allowed Activation Methods. So you have to enable the basic authentication options. The default option is activation key, which means customers can activate using their license key. You can also enable authorization code, where we will send a 6-digit code to the customer's email or SMS to verify that this is their email address indeed. And we also support social media authentication. So this is authentication using Google, Azure AD, or Facebook. When a customer launches your application for the first time, the license wizard is executed to allow customers to activate their license. Customers have a choice of entering an activation key or an email address. If an email address is entered, the customer is then provided with a set of authentication options. Send Me a Code will send a one-time 6-digit code to the customer by email or by SMS if you've entered a mobile phone number. User Password allows the user to activate using QLM credentials. Google, Facebook, and Azure AD allow users to authenticate using these third-party providers. For this demo, we'll use QLM's basic authentication. Once the user enters the user password combination, the wizard contacts the license server, authenticates the user, looks for a license associated with this user, activates it, and returns the result of the operation to the client. Once this is completed, the customer is able to launch your application and start using your product. This completes the tutorial on QLM's basic authentication. Thank you.